Switzerland. We are so incredibly thankful and excited to be here. We made our way from Lauterbrunnen this morning, which if you haven't seen the first leg of our Switzerland and European adventures, I will link them in the description. We absolutely loved Lauterbrunnen, so we were a bit sad to leave and head over to Lucerne, but thankfully this is so incredibly beautiful, and the train ride alone from Lauterbrunnen to Lucerne was extraordinary. We saw so many incredible views out of the window. It was lovely. It was about a 2-hour train ride, and so now we're here. It's a beautiful day. It's warm. We thought we would be kind of chilly here in Switzerland, but it actually is quite warm and sunny. It's beautiful, but we're kind of running out of our warm weather clothes. We packed cardigans and sweaters and all of that. But we are headed on a day trip to Zermatt tomorrow, so we'll need to bundle up a bit more for that. But the plan today is to try to settle in. We skipped our second nap time for our babies, so gonna see how that goes. So far, we had a little drama, but you know, we're on the up and up. He's just right here at my feet. So hopefully we'll find somewhere yummy to eat. We're quite hungry, and then yeah, just enjoy our hotel room. Our hotel room is insane. It's so incredibly beautiful. We knew we upgraded and, you know, fleshed out a little bit extra for the last leg of our trip to have a balcony, which we're very excited about, so we can look at the water and all the sights. But little did we know it had a massive bathtub, a sauna. It's beautiful. So we're gonna enjoy our hotel room, maybe explore a little bit, see how our energy is, and see what else the last leg of our European adventure brings. Pretty soon after we left the train station and were rolling our suitcases over to our hotel, we were already in love with this city. Taking the bridge over the Reuss River was providing the most beautiful, glorious sights, and the color of the water in Lake Lucerne, it's just dreamy, dreamy, dreamy. We stayed at Hotel Balances, which again was a little more spendy than our other accommodations, but it felt worth every penny. 1, due to the location. 2, it simply was fabulous. I mean, the details of the hotel, even the painted building exterior was just so beautiful to see. That's something you'll notice in Lucerne, is the intricate painted buildings, and the architecture is just absolutely stunning. But having a balcony and just being able to spend a lot of time on the river and having the water just felt really calming and relaxing, especially since it was the last leg of our trip. And you'll see throughout this video, we were feeling tired, so having a place to really just relax and take in and reflect on our trip was really, really lovely. Our hotel room wasn't quite ready when we did check in, so we just dropped off our bags and then we started to roam around, explore the city a bit. There's so many neat shops and just different sorts of clothing stores, home stores, coffee shops. So if you're in the mood to do a little shopping, Lucerne is your spot. And once our room was ready, we kind of settled in a bit and just took in the balcony some more and tried to scope out a spot for dinner. Also, the Needle Dam along the river was so interesting to see, and we ended up eating right next to the gushing water, which was just a really neat scenery and fun to watch, and the sound was just really relaxing. Brandon found us this yummy Greek place to enjoy a meal at. I loved it. Greek food is my favorite food, so I was enjoying every single thing we had. And again, you couldn't really beat the location. It just was really, really lovely. After dinner, we walked around a bit and we had our hearts set on chocolate. It only felt right to end each day with some chocolate while in Switzerland. So we found this quaint and cute chocolate shop, and we picked out a little assortment of chocolate and truffles, and then we continued to roam around a bit more before we found this nice place along the river where we could sit, try our chocolates, and take in the view as the sun started to go down. We We then meandered our way over to Chapel Bridge, which is one of the highlights and iconic spots in Lucerne. And this is one of the oldest wooden covered bridges in all of Europe. And it's so neat because throughout the bridge, there's actually paintings dating back to the 17th century, which was just amazing to see. And you could also notice that part of the bridge was decimated during a fire, but they've done such a beautiful job of maintaining it. And it's just really neat to kind of try to soak in all of the history that this bridge emulates. The next morning, we enjoyed the breakfast buffet at our hotel. This wasn't included in our nightly room rate, but it was much more affordable than even going out to a restaurant nearby. So we thoroughly enjoyed it. It had many beautiful options. They served some authentic Lucerne gingerbread, which was delicious. And then they also had this gigantic piece of honeycomb, which was beautiful to see and also very delicious. So we enjoyed our cappuccino right along the water, and this was perfect fuel before our big adventure of the day. Good morning. We are up early, headed to Zermatt. We just had a beautiful breakfast at our hotel. Great way to start the day. I think we're a little hesitant to leave Lucerne because it's so beautiful. Look at the view I'm currently across from. Simply gorgeous in every way, but Zermatt's on the bucket list, so we're gonna go check it out, see the Matterhorn. I don't think this is a popular day trip from Lucerne because it's quite far. It's a journey. It's like 2.5 hours there, about 3 hours back, so lots of train time, but I know the views will be wonderful. Some other day trips that are nearby, Mount Pilatus, I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, but that's a really popular one. Highly recommended. I'm just a little hesitant to go super high up elevation because we do have our young baby. So, and Zermatt is just another place that we were hoping to see. We were thinking of going there in Lauterbrunnen, but never did. So today's the day. If you are traveling with kids on your trip to Europe, be sure to check if the train you're going on has a kids compartment. This is something we discovered and it was so much fun. Not all the trains have it, but some of them do. And it was this cute little play area for the little ones to kind of get the wiggles out while you're traveling. Our first stop in Zermatt was to get some hot chocolate. We found this place while we were researching, and it was this beautiful little cafe with hot cocoa, yummy pastries, and it was a lovely place to kind of set our little day trip off on the right foot. We had some coffee, some chocolate cake, hot cocoa, of course, and we sort of scoped out what our next move was. We ended up just walking along the main strip of the town and exploring different shops. They have a Lindt location here as well, so it was fun to look at all the different types of chocolate, and they just started serving chocolate soft serve, Lindt chocolate soft serve, which we never went back for because we ended up getting some other treats, but yum, that sounds delicious, especially for the warmer months. And something about Zermatt that immediately caught our attention were the stadels sprinkled about. They are these ancient homes and barns that were built in the 16th century, and some of them dated back even further. And what was so interesting about them is you could tell how aged they were, but they were still standing strong, and they're built on these stilts. And then they also had these granite roofs, which I had never seen anything like that before, but that was fabulous for kind of keeping the heat in, and it was just really neat to see. It seemed like such a rich part of history. And then we spotted the Matterhorn. That was worth the 3-hour train ride. Seeing the Matterhorn, my jaw dropped. Found some snow and he wants to have a snowball fight. Oh, that was my left hand, so not my dominant hand. We were ready for some lunch, so we went over to Arctic Juice and Cafe, which had a lovely seating area out front, and lots of people were just soaking up the sunshine. I was thinking it would feel a lot colder on this day because we were at a higher elevation, and you think of it as this ski town, but the temperature was in the 50s and 60s, but the sun was bright. We felt closer to the sun up on this mountainous village. We found this walkway along the river too, which was really neat to start hiking up on, and just seeing the Matterhorn contrasted against the grassy fields truly felt like something otherworldly. Hey, aww. You live here at the Matterhorn? It's the Matterhorn kitty coming to say hello again. Hi, sweetie. Look at your view. You live at a very beautiful place. Hi, kitty. Oh my goodness. Hi, Matterhorn kitty. You are so cute. We are exhausted. Thankfully, we both agree that the 6.5 hour travel time to and from Zermatt was worth it. But oh my goodness, we are so tired. The train ride back was a little rough because it was past bedtime, just trying to keep the baby asleep, but he's so sensitive to noise now. He used to be able to just nap on the go, and sometimes he does. He napped a little bit, but yeah. So Brandon's trying to get him to bed, and we're very thankful for our day, but we're very thankful to be home at the hotel. And I have dreamt of the crib at home and the sound machine in our bedtime routine multiple times. So again, I cannot stress enough how thankful we are and how special this has been. But it's definitely been challenging at moments too, having our baby here. But of course, wouldn't change it for the world. It's just, we put in the work. I was bouncing him on the train like nobody's business. So anyways, tomorrow it sounds beyond nice just to have more of a low-key day. I don't even know if I'll pick up the camera tomorrow. We might just spend most of the day in the hotel room, walk around Lucerne. We love Lucerne, so I'm really excited to explore it some more. We've barely even scratched the surface. And then we do want to go to Zurich at some point and do the Lindt chocolate factory tour, but we need to check to see if they still have tickets available, because we talked to the woman in the Lindt store today in Zermatt, and she said make sure you reserve your tickets because it fills up. So we'll see, going with the flow per usual, but thankful for a beautiful day. Our rest day in Lucerne began with some coffee at Sip. We loved this place, and it seemed like a lot of locals adore it as well because it was poppin'. It was really the place to be. And then we decided to check out some antique stores and thrift shops. This is something I want to try to start doing more of when I do travel, is trying to find souvenirs that are thrifted. One of my friends, she actually lived in Switzerland with her family during her childhood, and before we went on our trip, her and her mom recommended to look up secondhand shops because you can find amazing treasures. So this was fabulous advice, and there really were some amazing treasures. We found this one thrift shop, and I did find a few things I wanted to pick up, but we never ended up getting cash on this trip, so they didn't accept credit cards, so I wasn't able to grab it. But usually when we go on an international trip to Europe, for example, we get euros, but we never ended up getting euros. We were able to pay with card or Apple Pay pretty much everywhere. We continued to roam around and look at the intricacies of the dam, and it was fun just to see what was happening. It was a Saturday in the city, so there was a lot to enjoy. And then we ate a beautiful meal of fondue and salads. And then for nap time, we went back to the hotel, grabbed some decaf cappuccinos and espresso, enjoyed it on the balcony while our baby was taking a rest. And it was also really neat because during the afternoon of this day, there was actually a half marathon going on in the city, so it was really neat. We could see some of the race from our balcony. Right across the river was actually the start line, so we could see them spacing out the different corrals and runners, and that was really neat to see. And by the time we were back out exploring, we got to see the runners up close, and it was so neat. They were handing out different things to the pedestrians. I got some chocolate, I got a beautiful rose. It was really lovely. The city was buzzing, it felt electric, and we were trying to make our way to our dinner spot we scoped out, and there were some hurdles. At one point, we got separated on both sides of the race path. It was so funny, but thankfully it didn't last long, and then we made our way to Pura Pasta. This spot is only open on Saturdays, at least when we traveled here, and it was really, really cozy and wonderful. You could just feel the heart of the chef and the staff and just how much they loved to serve quality and beautiful food. The next morning, we were still in the mood to just take it slow, so we wandered over to a chocolate shop and some souvenir shops. This chocolate shop may have been our favorite of the trip, Lauterock. There were so many different options, and this was also great to just stock up on the souvenirs and gifts that we wanted to bring back to our loved ones. And then we went back over to Sip for some coffees and just hung out there a bit, enjoyed our coffee alongside our newly acquired chocolate. And then we hiked up over to the castle. You'll notice this castle nestled along the hillside of Lucerne. I believe it's called Schermertrum. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, or Umbrella Tower. You could search up, but again, it is hard to miss because it's just this gigantic looking castle. And this was really neat because you could actually walk up and explore the towers, and there's just a variety of different viewpoints. It was a rainy afternoon when we visited, but nonetheless, it was absolutely beautiful. And to go in tune with the raininess of our last stay in Switzerland, we enjoyed some peppermint tea and just took it all in as we reflected and rested before our travel day back home. Hello. We had big plans for today, but we have all expired and needed another rest day before our big travel day tomorrow. First of all, I mentioned we were thinking of going to Zurich and doing the Lindt chocolate factory tour, but this is a little lesson if you're planning a trip to Switzerland. The tickets were all sold out by the time I even looked at it. So again, this trip was quite last minute for such a huge international trip. So, we had an open hand with everything and we didn't get too attached to any ideas, especially since we're traveling with our baby. And today's a perfect example. We just all needed some more rest and wanted to take it slower. We were also thinking of going to Gruyere because they actually have their annual cheese festival today, which sounded incredible, but it would be about 3-hour train ride each way, and that just does not sound life-giving for our little family. So we have enjoyed a couple days in Lucerne, just truly soaking up this beautiful place. I'm so thankful we love it so much, and spending time here has been really, really lovely. So that has been wonderful, and we're just, again, really thankful for everything we did. I mean, the amount of stuff we packed into this week has been incredible, and we made such beautiful memories. So before I wrap things up, I thought I would do a little haul of all the souvenirs we picked up. First of all, this adorable little puppy plushie for our son. He's holding the little stick or log with the Swiss flag. He wants to. And then this oven mitt is the cutest thing. I cannot wait to bake with this. Oh my goodness, it's adorable. And then so much chocolate. That's pretty much the souvenir that, whoa, I'm losing my balance. The souvenir we got for most of our family and friends. Because, I mean, what's better than some Swiss chocolate? So we picked up these 2 dark chocolate bars. Yummy. We prefer dark chocolate. And this is for us. We've already munched on some with coffee this morning. Just a bunch of assortment of chocolates. And then we picked up an ornament. We do try to remember to pick up an ornament from our travels because we have a tree with all of our little ornaments throughout our adventures. little bell. It's so sweet. It's hand painted. And it reminds me of springtime, which is perfect for our spring trip to Switzerland. How darling. It has a ladybug. I'm thinking, since it doesn't say anything, of course we'll remember where it's from, but since it doesn't say it's from Switzerland or anything, I was thinking it'd be cute to add a little picture or something. And then I tried to collect some things, little pamphlets for scrapbooking. This bowl I'm excited about. We use these little snack bowls all the time, so I thought this would be great, like a daily item that we can use to remind us of this time together. So sweet. Gorgeous. Handmade. And then in here we have some bookmarks, really sweet bookmarks. I also love the bags that this is in. I don't want to rip it too much, but so sweet. Then from Zermatt, I got this oil, this essential oil, and then this postcard. How lovely. I feel like I should frame that with some other pictures. I've seen where people like do a little collage in a frame. It's really cute. More truffles that we've snacked on. These yummy little assortment with nuts, dark chocolate and nuts. And then the rest is chocolate. We just got a whole bag of chocolate to bring back to our loved ones. Yum, yum, yum. Well, it has been a beautiful time. Thank you so much for watching this video and the other vlogs. Brandon's here with our son too. Any closing remarks? Here, I can take Wells.
Super beautiful. Oh gosh.
Okay. Don't step on the chocolate.
No, I think we already said it, but Lucerne, our first destination in Switzerland, was the most beautiful place
we've
that
ever
I've ever been.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty big.
I feel like heavenly is like a beautiful way to describe it. It really was just heavenly.
There's a lot less touristy than the other places in Switzerland we had been.
It's just quiet.
Quiet. Not as busy, not as many people. There are definitely tourists, but just not as much going on. And it was just so serene and perfect weather, which was super big blessing.
We're so thankful. It can be a toss-up. It can be a toss-up this time of year in the springtime for the weather. Like next week, it's going to be in the 50s and rainy. So we were very fortunate that we were able to spend so much time outside exploring. So thankful. It definitely wasn't a breeze, you know, having a little baby, but we expected that. I feel like our expectations were pretty good. Like we knew it was going to be uncomfortable and we'd have to, like, you know, make some sacrifices, and that was true. So thankful for that. And we definitely plan to stay in the same time zone for a while, for like probably multiple years with our son, but we'll see. Part of me says that now, but then, you know, you get the travel itch, so we'll see. Yeah. Very thankful for this time, and thank you again for watching, and excited to see you next. Bye.
Bye.